Number of new cases breaks into single digit. Gyms and other sporting activities reopen 15th June. Hello and good evening. I'm Mohana Priya. Welcome to News on 2. The number of COVID-19 infections has fallen to a single digit for the first time, with 7 cases reported today. This brings the country's total infections to 8,329. The country, however, saw no new COVID-19 deaths in the last 24 hours, keeping the death toll at 117. Health Director General Dato' Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah at the Health Ministry's daily COVID-19 media briefing today said out of the 7 new cases, 2 were imported cases, while the others were local transmissions involving Malaysians.
Sultan Abdullah Riyad, terdapat 7 kes baru yang telah dilaporkan. Ini merupakan jumlah kes terendah yang pernah dicatat setakat ini. Ini menjadikan jumlah kes positif COVID-19 di Malaysia adalah sebanyak 8,329 kes. Dimaklumkan bahawa tiada pertambahan kes kematian berkaitan dengan COVID-19 pada hari ini. Justru jumlah kumulatif kes kematian COVID-19 di Malaysia adalah kekal sebanyak 117 kes, iaitu bersamaan dengan 1.4% daripada jumlah keseluruhan kes.
He said 20 more patients had been discharged, which means that 6,694 patients have recovered from COVID-19 in Malaysia since the outbreak began. Dato' Dr. Nur Hisham added that there are 1,518 active cases being treated at the country's health facilities and said that 6 patients are being treated in intensive care units with 1 on ventilator support. Good news for gym enthusiasts and sports junkies, as the government has decided to allow sports-related business sectors such as gymnasiums, indoor arenas and sports complexes to reopen beginning 15th June. However, Senior Minister Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said business operators are required to fill out a form on the notification of the opening of their respective premises through the International Trade and Industry Meetings website for reference on the SOP and for monitoring purpose by the Youth and Sports Ministry, which are available beginning today.
Borang notifikasi boleh diakses bermula hari ini, 8 Jun. Mesyuarat juga bersetuju untuk memberi kebenaran kepada orang awam untuk melakukan aktiviti sukan dan rekreasi yang tidak ada sentuhan badan di dalam atau di luar Dewan bermula 15 Jun. Contohnya seperti sukan individu, badminton, olahraga, angkat berat, sukan permotoran 2 roda dan 4 roda, sukan ekstrim, payung terjun, papan luncur, paramotor. Begitu juga sukan rekreasi, riadah seperti senam aerobik, yoga dan sebagainya.
On a related note, Youth and Sports Minister Dato' Sri Rizal Merican Naina Merican in a press statement today said that the decision to allow the reopening of the sports sector are based on 3 main objectives, which are to allow Malaysians to live a healthy life, to restore the sports industry and to apply new norms in sports activities. However, he also listed several types of sports that are prohibited during the RMCO period.
Pertama, tiada kejohanan, tiada penganjuran kejohanan ataupun pertandingan dalam tempoh PKPP ini. Keputusan yang telah dibuat oleh MKN dengan KKM. Maknanya sama ada di peringkat domestik ataupun international, tidak ada kata penganjuran sama ada sukan berpasukan, sukan individu gunakan. Kedua, tiada aktiviti sukan dan rekreasi secara bersentuhan. Simple. Bukan sukan, aktiviti sukan.
Datuk Sri Rizal added that no team-based sports such as football, hockey and rugby, as well as swimming pool-based activities are allowed during the RMCO. He also said that despite no tournaments being allowed, non-contact training activities will be allowed among Malaysian athletes. Datuk Sri Rizal also said that social distancing standard operating procedures must be observed, where there must be at least 1 to 3 meters of distance for those playing static-based sport activities and 3 to 5 meters of distance for those playing dynamic-based sports. The Youth and Sports Minister added that sports facilities and premises need to adhere to the SOPs, which can be referred to at the Ministry's website. All states have to adhere to and implement the Standard Operating Procedures or SOPs under the Recovery Movement Control Order RMCO that was announced by the federal government. Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri said this as the latest SOPs under the Prevention and Control of Infectious Diseases Act 1988, Act 342, would be gazetted into law on 10th June, replacing the current conditional MCO, which ends tomorrow.
Melainkan Sarawak. Sarawak masih lagi ada Akta Kawalan Berjangkit Sarawak, tetapi negeri lain sudah tidak ada. Oleh kerana tidak ada, maka rujukan untuk negeri-negeri hanya satu akta, iaitu Akta 342. Dan negeri tak boleh membuat peraturan-peraturan lain kerana di dalam Perlembagaan Persekutuan, mana-mana akta ataupun peraturan negeri yang bertentangan dengan Akta Kerajaan Persekutuan adalah ultra-virus dan terbatal dengan sendiri dan tidak boleh dilaksanakan. Jadi tidak ada pilihan apabila Kerajaan Persekutuan mengumumkan PKP dengan peraturan yang diwartakan nanti, maka negeri perlu akur kepada akta di bawah PKPP ini.
The senior minister was commenting on Pulau Pinang Chief Minister Chow Kon Yeow's statement yesterday that the state would continue enforcing the CMCO when the RMCO comes into force on Wednesday. Chow had said that the RMCO would only be enforced after the state government fine-tunes the SOPs on the matter during its State Security Council Committee meeting on Wednesday. In order to promote the use of the MySejahtera application, the government will be crediting 50 ringgit into e-wallet accounts after recipients download MySejahtera application. Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri revealed that users need to download the MySejahtera app first before they can receive the free 50 ringgit e-wallet credit from the Penjana program.
Kerajaan ingin menyarankan rakyat Malaysia supaya memuat turun aplikasi MySejahtera bagi membolehkan penilaian kesihatan kendiri. Aplikasi ini juga membolehkan Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia mengambil tindakan yang cepat, tepat dan berkesan untuk mengenal pasti dan memaklumkan kontak rapat sekiranya berlaku kes jangkitan COVID-19 dalam masyarakat.
The senior minister said that the application, which serves as a one-stop platform for getting information and statistics on the pandemic, could also be used for registration purpose when the users enter a business premise. The application is available in the Gallery Aplikasi Mudah Alih Kerajaan Malaysia, GAMA, Apple App Store, Google Play Store and the Huawei App Gallery. Meanwhile, the government will allow Malaysians to travel to Singapore for work purposes. However, Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri said the decision on the matter will be announced after both countries have finished their discussions on the matter.
Jadi sekarang ni kita masih dalam proses perundingan antara KSU Kementerian Luar kita dengan KSU Kementerian Luar Singapura untuk mereka berunding tentang syarat dan sebagainya. Selepas mendapat syarat-syarat tersebut yang mereka akan bentangkan di dalam mesyuarat khas menteri-menteri, dan jika kita boleh meluluskan maka kita luluskan, maka bolehlah pekerja-pekerja kita yang berolah-alik daripada Johor Bahru ke Singapura memulakan kerja mereka.
The senior minister added that the government is prepared to screen the workers if requested by the Singapore government. Datuk Sri Ismail Sabri also conveyed his gratitude to Sultan Ibrahim Foundation, Temasek Group and Thomson Medical for donating 2 mobile lab and COVID-19 test kits. Johor police have smashed a major human trafficking syndicate following the arrest of 40 people, including 19 Indonesian nationals, between 4th and 7th June throughout the state. Johor Police Chief Dato' Ayub Khan Maidin Piche today said the group had been quite active along the east coast of Johor since 2014. Dato' Ayub pointed out that investigations revealed the syndicate has been smuggling in and out between 500 and 600 undocumented immigrants per month. He added that the operation led to the arrest of 40 suspects, with 21 of them locals, including a woman holding permanent resident status. He also said that the syndicate would charge between 1,200 and 1,400 ringgit per head to smuggle the immigrants either in or out of Malaysia.
Mereka ni ada 6 elemen penting. Yang pertama, tuan-tuan, melibatkan ketua sindiket. Itu yang pertama. Yang kedua, tuan-tuan, ejen ataupun pengurus. Yang ketiga, tuan-tuan, transporter. Yang keempat, tekong darat. Yang kelima, penjaga tempat penampungan. Dan yang keenam, tuan-tuan, tekong laut.
Dato' Ayub said police also seized 16 cars, a van, 8 boats and 114 mobile phones from the syndicate. According to him, police have arrested about 95% of the syndicate members and also identified the mastermind behind the group, who is staying in Batam. He added that Johor police will be requesting assistance from its Indonesian counterparts to find the suspect there. 7 men were detained for driving while being intoxicated following an anti-drunk driving operation in the Petaling Jaya district. Petaling Jaya District Police Chief ACP Nik Izani Mohammad Faisal said the blood alcohol level of the 7 men was way beyond the permitted amount following an operation held in several locations between 11 p.m. on Sunday and 3 a.m. today. According to ACP Nik Izani, police also checked 375 motorists during the operation and issued 22 summonses for various traffic offences. ACP Nik Izani, in a statement today, also said that it was unfortunate that there were many motorists who are still driving while under the influence of alcohol. He added that the objective of the operation is to curb and prevent motorists from driving or riding while intoxicated, as drunk driving not only endangers themselves but other motorists as well. ACP Nik Izani said the police is committed to conducting such operations continuously, adding that the cooperation of the public is most important. A couple drowned after their car overshot a road and plunged into a river in Kampung Lana Buru, Jitra, Kedah last night. Jitra Fire and Rescue Department received information from the police on the incident that occurred at a river along Jalan Kampung Lana Bulu at 9:37 p.m. yesterday. The Fire and Rescue Department said the station's rescuers arrived at the scene in 12 minutes. With the help of volunteer firefighters and tow trucks, the car was later pulled out of the murky river using a towing crane. The Jitra Fire and Rescue Station Operation Commander reported the body of a man in his 30s and a woman of uncertain age who were found trapped inside their Proton Saga SV car and were brought out separately from the car at 12:45 a.m. and 1:20 a.m. Monday morning. The bodies of the victims were handed to police for further action. Individuals planning to become independent candidates in the upcoming Chini by-election are urged to rethink their decision on the matter. Pahang Backbencher Committee Chairman Dato' Mat Suhaimi Mohammad Shah said this is to reduce the risk of COVID-19 infection in the area should an election take place. Dato' Mat Suhaimi said an election at this time might put Malaysians at risk of getting COVID-19 infection. He explained that a new cluster might be detected during the 14 days campaign period.
Mana kalau boleh calon-calon, terutama sekali sekarang ni kita nampak calon bebas lah yang nak mengambil keputusan menjadi calon tu supaya tarik diri lah. Memandangkan keadaan yang ada ni, kalau sebenarnya kita berkempen semakin terdedah kepada penularan COVID-19.
Datuk Mat Suhaimi added that a by-election might cost a lot of money, which is better to be used in the war against COVID-19. However, he said the state BN remained prepared to go for a by-election if needed. Previously, Parti Keadilan Rakyat (PKR) announced that it will not field a candidate in the by-election scheduled on 4th July after considering the COVID-19 pandemic situation in the country. The Chini by-election will be held following the death of Chini Assemblyman Datuk Sri Abu Bakar Harun, 60, due to a heart attack in Kuala Lumpur Hospital on 7th May. The Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah, in conjunction with his official birthday today, expressed hope that Malaysians of all races, religious belief and cultures will continue to maintain the prosperity and unity that we have achieved thus far. Comptroller of the Royal Household for Istana Negara, Dato' Ahmad Fadil Shamsuddin, in a statement said Al-Sultan Abdullah also called on all Malaysians to stand united in helping the government to succeed in economic recovery efforts for the well-being of the people and the country. The statement said His Majesty urged the people to remain patient and disciplined and to keep up with new normal practices, as well as to obey all directives issued by the government in an effort to contain and break the chain of the COVID-19 infection. His Majesty also commends the commitment and sacrifices by the security and frontline personnel in the fight against this outbreak. Al-Sultan Abdullah praised that Malaysia will continue to be protected from all kinds of threats and be blessed with lasting prosperity and unity. More than 80% of Tenaga Nasional Berhad's customers receive discounts of between 15 and 50% on electricity usage, with a maximum limit of 600 kilowatt per month from 1st April to 20th September this year. Chief Retail Officer Megat Jalaluddin Megat Hassan said TNB's 6.3 million B40 and M40 residential customers will be able to enjoy the discounted rate introduced under the Prihatin Rakyat Economic Stimulus Package, Prihatin, out of over 7.5 million total users in its residential segment. Under the initiative, for which the government had allocated 530 million ringgit, the utility company offers discounts of 50% on energy bills for electricity consumption under 200 kilowatts, 25% for 201 to 300 kilowatts, and 15% for 301 to 600 kilowatts. TNB has also introduced an Easy Payment Plan, EPP, to provide residential sector customers the option to pay their outstanding electricity bills accumulated during the movement control order period in installments until 31st December this year. Megat Jalaluddin said upon receiving their monthly bill, customers could opt to either make full payment or convert it into installment payments. Customers may refer to the actual amount due, which is stated in the yellow box in the far right corner of the bill, and the bill will also state the minimum amount which can be paid should the customer opt for the EPP. The late payment interest will also be waived until 30th September, and no disconnection activities will be carried out until 31st July this year. AirAsia Group Berhad commends the government's announcement of the Recovery Movement Control Order (RMCO), which allows the domestic tourism sector to resume operations starting Wednesday in an effort to revive the country's economy. In a statement released today, the airline said in recent weeks, countries around the world have resumed domestic travels and are gradually reopening international borders in recognition of the fact that air transport provides the connectivity that is essential for the resumption of economic activities. The statement said the formation and discussion of travel bubbles and green lanes with key economic partners which have low infection rates and proven pandemic curbing systems is a step in the right direction. The airline said air travel remains as one of the safest modes of travel, citing the International Air Transport Association evidence which suggests that the risk of transmission of infections on board is extremely low. At AirAsia, the health and well-being of their passengers remain their paramount concern. Besides complying with the advice and regulations from the government and health authorities, AirAsia has also implemented end-to-end contactless procedures and a series of new safety measures, as well as taking care of those who are most at risk to ensure the safety of all travelling guests. All government services are fully operational during the implementation of the Recovery Movement Control Order RMCO, which will take effect from Wednesday till 31st August. Chief Secretary to the Government, Datuk Sri Muhammad Zuki Ali, said meetings and workshops would also be allowed in accordance with the security procedures and health protocols issued by the National Security Council, MKN, and the Ministry of Health. Elaborating further in a Facebook posting today, Datuk Sri Muhammad Zuki said, as schools have yet to be reopened, the rotation system and work-from-home practices will still be continued, taking into account the needs of the civil servants in accordance with the Public Service Department's circular dated 2nd May. He also said the department heads must exercise wisdom and firmness in this matter. Datuk Sri Muhammad Zuki said department heads should ensure that all safety and health standard operating procedures SOPs were fully complied with, including body temperature screening, practicing social distancing, wearing face masks and providing hand sanitizers. The Chief Secretary to the Government added that the RMCO to be issued by MKN, as well as all other directives from the authorities, must be adhered to. And that concludes this evening's News on 2. I'm Mohana Priya. Thanks for watching.